For this project, I kind of had a kind of a weird challenge. I was asked to make a pair of wind chimes, and well, that's not my specialty. But I decided, hey, I'll give it a shot. I kind of looked around for a few different designs because personally, I like the ones that have like the cylinders that make the deep sound, the large ones. Unfortunately, I'm not really able to forge those, so I basically have to forge the smaller ones that have like the solid chimes on them. I don't even know what they're called. In Planet's project, I just looked it up, but I didn't. So anyway, after kind of messing around with some stuff, I remembered that if you take some sort of high carbon steel, harden and temper it like you do a blade, it will ring like a bell when you tap it. So then I thought, why not just make them out of spring steel of different lengths, and then you kind of have that ringing sound as you would, chimes. So I thought, why not make it where I have to, forge the whole thing instead of just cannibalizing pre-existing ones and forging a stand for them, which I didn't want to do. So my basic plan is I'm going to take these as just scrap pieces that I cut in half to kind of ease in hammering them out. I'm going to lengthen them and widen them out, forge them into kind of more of a rod shape, cut them into the size I want, forge the ends of them into points, just mostly for aesthetic, probably. I'm making this up as I go. But anyway, that's what I'm planning on doing. Then I'm going to kind of square out the end of them and twist it a little bit. That was the request I was given. They want twisted steel at the end. So I figured since I'm already forging them, might as well. So yeah, basically just going to hammer these to shape like I need them, and then, well, I'll probably sand them to where they're round and a little more cylindrical like they're supposed to be. And then sharpen them into points. Or not really sharp, I just hammer on the points and leave them hammered out. Heat treat, temper, and then attach them to I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. So now that I have the cylinders, the chimes, I don't know what they're actually called. It's fine when talking about this to people, I don't actually know what they're called. They're usually cylinders, but since these are ones that are a solid piece, they're not cylinders. I don't know. Anyway, so what I'm going to have attached to, or my plan anyways, I have this piece of, what is this? 3/8, just mild steel. I'm going to hammer this end into kind of a hook. And I'm going to have it go down in this kind of spiral, and you'll get wider. And the bottom one, I'm going to have my chimes things attached to it. And I'll probably another hook in the center where I'll have a chain to go down the middle of it. That's my plan anyway, but you know, plans never seem to go right. But I'm gonna go with that, and we'll see how it goes. So now that I have all the parts actually made, it's basically time to assemble them. I have my main holder. That took way more steel than I anticipated, but that's fine. These little hooks, which I'm basically just gonna weld onto here, that the, I don't know, the chime things. If anyone actually knows what the things that make the noise on wind chimes are called, most people try to call them cylinders, but not all wind chimes are hollow, so being a cylinder isn't really possible, but I don't know. I just make stuff, I don't name them. So if anyone knows what these actual terminology for this is, please tell me. It'd be interesting to know. But basically, I'm gonna weld these hooks onto here, and I'm just gonna take the string and take the I don't know, cylinders, I'm just gonna call them that. Anyway, to the cylinders, probably tie them on with a gutted paracord. You can basically use any sort of string. I thought about using some sort of chain, but then I thought it was gonna absorb a lot of the sound because chain kind of does that. So I had some sort of string, and I'm using gutted paracord because I have it, and the nylon isn't gonna rot like some sort of like hemp or twine would. Even though those might look a little better, but I want this thing to actually be able to stay outside without, you know, rotting. So, gonna go weld these on, and then basically assemble it, and maybe see how it sounds. Hopefully it sounds nice. If not, well, it is a first attempt. Okay, so this was gonna be it, but as I was trying to do some videos of testing it, it really doesn't, I mean, you have to really, once it starts moving, which, yeah, it's kind of hard to do, especially, you know, I'm trying to hold this up with one hand. This thing's very heavy. But it doesn't really do much on its own. So, gotta set that down. I was trying to think of ways to actually get the chime, because I don't really want to put a chain in it. I think that would look weird. But then I decided maybe try and put some sort of like pendulum with a few different joints in it. So, my thought of that is I'm gonna put a little hook. Sorry about the paracord. This is very impromptu. We're gonna put a little hook at the end of this. Have a rod that comes down a little ways. Have a hook in that. Have something probably dangle in the middle. Probably forge out this piece of spring steel a little bit. Have that, you know, sit there, kind of in the center of these. And then have another piece come down. And then have, one moment. This is kind of leaf thing that I forged-ish a while back. Sitting in the middle of, sitting underneath that. Or now that I think about it, this is also, I think I'm just gonna have the pendulum sit in the middle with this in it, and then have this bang against them. I'm not gonna film that part because I'm basically just gonna do the same thing I did for forging these or that. Probably not those, but same process I've been doing, so I think I'm just gonna go do that, and I'll get back to you when I'm done.